This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, it only takes one, and that one came in the first inning. Richard Fitz, I do believe you're better than that. You give up 6 runs in the first inning, 3 home runs. You face 9 batters. You're down big before you even record your first out. Come on, Richard Fitz. Felt good over the weekend. Richard Fitz took that away from you on Monday night. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. Spent time calling games in the minors in Batavia, New York, Wilmington, Delaware, Staten Island, New York, Aberdeen, Maryland, Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio on the resume, 6 college baseball regionals for the ESPN networks, covered the inaugural World Baseball Classic for satellite radio in Tokyo, Japan, and Scottsdale, Arizona, USA baseball events in Cary, North Carolina, Houston, and Minneapolis. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game, win or lose, on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. On our latest Red Sox postcast, we're going to talk about the Red Sox almost coming back, but not quite. Richard Fitz, dude, you're not a top prospect. You pitched well, but you had a clunker. What do we do with Richard Fitz going forward? That's a question that certainly needs an answer. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation, watching live with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Hit that comment button. Join the Sox conversation. We can continue the Sox and baseball conversation on the X. You can hit me up and follow at Lennox on Baseball. We do thank you for making the Locked On Red Sox postcast your first listen every day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, the Red Sox down 6-0 after the first inning. They got to within 1 run on 2 occasions, lots of home runs, but not enough for the Sox offense as they dropped the opener against the Angels on Monday night.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Zach Neto leads off the game with a home run against Richard Fitz. Later on in the inning, Mike Trout. Remember Mike Trout? Yeah. 5 hits over the weekend just off the IL. Mike Trout, big night at Fenway on Monday night. His 3-run home run in the first inning made it. Man, this was just ugly. Trout's home run in the first inning. And you just thought, here we go. Trout's home run made it 5-0. 2 batters later, Jordan Adell is first of 2. That made it 6-0, and that was all for Richard Fitz. 1 inning. Hunter Dobbins, maybe you flip-flop him next time out. Maybe Dobbins starts and you put Fitz in the bullpen. Maybe Fitz is better off in the bullpen because dating back to last season, the Red Sox still have not won a start by Richard Fitz. Ouch. 1 inning, 6 runs, 5 earned. Abraham Toro had an error at third base in the first inning. Lefty Tyler Anderson on the mound to start for the Angels. So, Wilyer Abreu on the bench, Marcelo Meyer on the bench, the 2 left-handed bats, the rookie, and the second-year player Abreu. Toro had an error in the first inning, but then he flashed the leather at the hot corner, and he did it a couple of times, including an inning-ending double play off the bat of Mike Trout. Dobbins, 5 innings, 1 run allowed. And the Red Sox got back into this one. The Red Sox got back into it, got to within a run. But there was 1 inning in particular that's going to drive me nuts in the middle of the night. That was the 6th inning. Rafaela, little dribbler out in front of the plate, swinging bunt, base hit, 6-game hit streak. Campbell reaches on a fielder's choice, Rafaela out. How come you're not more aggressive there? I know you're down. But Alex Cora recently saying, down at the bottom of the lineup, we're going to try to do things a little bit differently. That might mean being more aggressive on the bases. Maybe you stay out of that force out. Maybe he's at second base. Okay. After that, you never know how it's going to play out. But Campbell reaches on a fielder's choice. Duran, who earlier in the game broke an 0 for 17 at the plate with a double off the green monster. He scored on a double by Rafi Devers. That was in the 3rd inning. But in the 6th inning, Campbell, after reaching on a fielder's choice, Duran, a base hit. Devers popped out, had a tough night at the plate. Ref Snyder worked a walk on a 3-2 pitch, took a borderline pitch, ball 4. Bases loaded. Narvaez, though, grounds out to short. And in that 6th inning, the Red Sox leave the bases loaded. I tell you that about the bottom of the 6th inning because in the top of the 7th inning, Dobbins was cruising. 4 innings, no runs. Well, Adell saw one pitch from Dobbins in the 6th inning, and he hammered it into the seats, his second home run of the game, and a little cushion because Rafaela hits a home run in the 8th inning to make it a 1-run ball game, and you knew Kenley Jansen was coming on. You really saw Kenley Jansen coming on after the Red Sox got to within a run the first time. Then they were down 2 runs, 7-5. Jansen gets the 9th inning, and what does he do? He puts salt in the wound, then takes a lemon, squeezes it into that wound, and works a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 9th inning. Got Abreu pinch hitting for Refsnyder, got Narvaez, and got Romy Gonzalez. Ball game over. And another 1-run loss. How many is that now for the Red Sox on the season? They have a lot, right? You might be thinking that. Number of the night, 16. 16 1-run losses. And you can't say, well, they're a young and inexperienced team. They're going to win those games down the road. No. You get to within a run. Dobbins gives up the home run. It's not all in his lap. But Adell just got him. 4 home runs total for the night. And that ties a season high for a single game. Red Sox gave up 4 home runs in that game back in April down in Tampa, Florida against the Rays, where the Rays thumped Tanner Houck. By the way, when was the last time you heard the name Tanner Houck? Been a while. But it just feels like Fitz, even Dobbins, they got a little bit more nastiness to them, I think. Tanner Houck just doesn't look like he's that, I'm not going to say that's a pet peeve of mine, but there's an indifferent look that he has on occasion. Doesn't pitch with a nastiness that is outward like Dobbins does. Dobbins came inside. First Nesson reference, Dave O'Brien, Lou Merlone noticed it. And then I think Mike Trout reached with a base hit against Dobbins. But, I'd be willing to flip-flop this, Dobbins and Fitz. And I said it after Sunday's victory with Crochet getting the win against the Braves in Atlanta. I would have loved to have seen just 2 pitchers, Fitz and then Dobbins. Fitz gave you 5, Dobbins gave you 5. If Fitz had gone 4, remember, this is just his second stint off the injured list. So if he had been able to give you 4, if Dobbins was able to go 5 behind you and give up the 1 run, geez, you're right there. And this Angels team, they're a lot like the Red Sox. They hit more home runs than the Red Sox. But you make another left-handed pitcher look like he's Tom Glavine, look like Sandy Koufax. Not Randy Johnson, but, you can't do more against Tyler Anderson. 35-year-old left-hander. He's had a very successful big league career. But adjust on the changeup. This guy's not 95, 97. You shouldn't get beaten by Tyler Anderson on a fastball. But he had that changeup working, and he pulled the string a handful of times, and guys were out in front taking big cuts at it, thinking it was a beach ball, and it wasn't. It deflated as it got to the plate. 16 1-run losses. That's a number of the night because that number continues to build on the season for the Red Sox. And so, you know what else builds? Your frustration. Right? Christian Campbell's not going to play first base. Romy Gonzalez is back. Toro, geez, he's on the opposite side of the diamond. Made a couple of terrific plays defensively at the hot corner during the game. I mentioned when Toro started the double play, I think it was against Trout. It was against Trout in the 7th inning. Actually, I think he got 2 of them. I think he started 2 double plays. Let me check that real quick. Maybe it was just the 1, but got the out at third on a force out. And as that play's unfolding, the camera angle, I think, was from home plate. Double play I'm alluding to is in the 7th inning. Ball hit the third. And he ran to third, and I thought that the third base coach was the base runner. I thought he was running at him. All of a sudden, he steps on third, fires across the diamond, and gets the double play. But he really flashed the glove. The other play that he had was against Neto in the 9th inning. Nice play on both ends. Toro and Romy Gonzalez on the stretch. Bullpen, Dobbins doing a nice job. Luis Guerrero, I really want to trust in you. We'll see if that happens here. Really want to see Birdie give you an inning, a walk and a strikeout. Guerrero, 2 innings, 22 pitches total. Great job by him. Hey, we're going to do it a little bit differently here, but we are getting to comments. We're going to do that in our second segment. Tough loss. You've got Bello and Giolito the rest of the series. Off day on Thursday. Then it's off to New York against the Yankees, and you know they're going to want to kick dirt in the faces of the Red Sox, so we're just down right now. Back to 4 games under 500. We hear your reaction, numbers of the night. That's segment number 2. This is the Locked On Red Sox postcast talking about a rough one-run loss for the Sox at home against the Angels, who are also looking up at 500 as well. And we are presented by Wonderful Pistachios. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Locked On Red Sox, your team, your Red Sox every day. Again, sponsored by Wonderful Pistachios. Hey, if you're looking for a new snack, a snack that is both delicious and nutritious, may we suggest Wonderful Pistachios. Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. It is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and the better for you unsaturated fats that are going to help you keep feeling fuller longer. You may fall in love with the no-shell variety. It's the perfect grab-and-go snack for busy days, whether you're snacking at your desk, on a road trip, or just need a quick protein boost. They will become your go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell, well, you do get that satisfying crunch. The in-shell option, a classic favorite. Wonderful Pistachios, a complete protein providing all 9 essential amino acids. Little green wonders do pack a protein punch. No shell, Wonderful Pistachios for the grab-and-go ease, the satisfying crack of opening each shell. That is snack meditation. Whether you're running between meetings, dropping off the kids, Wonderful Pistachios, the snack that works as hard as you do. Get snacking, get cracking with the snack that does pack the protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Again, that's wonderfulpistachios.com. All right, right to it. Your comments. Who's leading us off? You got Bayo tomorrow. Baconator Sr. Pain with an emoji face. It is pain. It's frustration. Can't build, you can't have nice things. You can't build on success. You drop a game to the Angels. The Angels are just ripe. Come back and win the next 2. They've done it 5 times this year. There's a number of the night. 5 times this year, the Red Sox have lost the series opener and come back to win the series. You hope they do it over the next couple of games. You've got Bello and you've got Giolito. You've got an off day on Thursday. So you got to lead with Bello. Brian Bello, go home tonight from Fenway. Just 5. Get 15 outs on Tuesday night. Get 15. We'll worry about you getting 18 outs and working 6 full innings in the future. But Tuesday, just get 15 outs, and then you can empty the bullpen. You can go Garrett Whitlock for 2. Slayton's not available. Hendricks is not available. Those guys aren't there. Birdie's not that guy yet to anchor to the bullpen and Aroldis Chapman. So 5 innings, and then I dare say you're going to need 4 innings out of the bullpen and 12 outs with Bello on the mound. But Alex Cora, maybe, just maybe, depending on where they're at in the lineup, maybe when he's got 2 outs in an inning, maybe you give him one more batter, one more opportunity to get out of the inning. But Brian Bello, keep the ball down. At the knees or below, keep it down, because this Angels lineup, they can hit home runs. If you were paying attention to that, you saw it in the first inning when Richard Fitz gave up 3. Neto, Trout, Adell, and Adell had 2. And Adell at one point, really a top prospect in all of baseball. He's starting to round into his own. This is an interesting Angels team. They struggled. They had a long win streak, I believe 8 in a row. And they came into this series kind of scuffling. But they pick up a victory in the opener, and they'll go to the hotel tonight in Boston feeling good about themselves. They entered losing 2 in a row, a game under 500 and a minus 57 run differential. Their bullpen can get, you can get to the bullpen, and you should over the next couple of games of this series. They had an 8-game win streak that included a series sweep against the Dodgers. Since then, entering Monday, they had dropped 7 of 8. And in those 7 losses, 12 runs, well, they put up a 6 spot against the Red Sox in the first inning. Hunter Dobbins did the nice job after Fitz, but Not much more than that. All right. Baconator Sr. started us off. Here's Andrew the GOAT in the number 2 spot in the lineup. He's Rafael Devers tonight. I guess the Red Sox, I think, loving a mid team and nothing better than that. Little spell check there. Austin, man, what a first inning. Oof, rough. Struck out 10 times again. There's Bernie. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? I mean, they've got flamethrowers out there. Anderson, Strickland, he's still pitching in the big leagues. Detmers, always liked Reed Detmers. Zephyr John, you may remember that name. He actually picked up the win. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, he got the win. They gave him the win as he worked one inning. And Kenley Jansen gets the save, his 12th on the season. His ERA is now below 5 on the season. He picked up a strikeout. So let me do the math. Last 4 games, 50 strikeouts. That's too many. Craig Breslow, if you've watched and observed the last 4 games, you should answer to this approach at the plate. Put the ball in play, good things happen. I don't care if you reach on an error. It's better than going back to the dugout, taking a called third strike, or going down swinging. Christian Campbell, another rough night. Hey, Cedar Rafaela, no longer batting in the number 9 spot. Campbell, rough May into June, 0 for 4 in the number 9 spot in a strikeout. And the strikeout that he had, I mean, as he's just there and they've got the camera on him, he looks like a kid who's playing in an AAU game from years ago, a pickup game where you go around town and you pick up some guys in the back of the truck and you go play baseball against another team under the lights. The approach right now is not there whatsoever for Christian Campbell. And again, you're losing him because this is not just 4 weeks now. This is going into a second month in a row. And he's shown very little in terms of consistency at the plate with his approach. Baconator, home run derby in the first. Yeah, it was. Grab a bat. Everyone's swinging. Austin, LFG locked on, though. LFG? Andrew the GOAT, got a question. Will this Red Sox team ever not be just a mid-baseball team like, seriously, 500 is not good enough? No, it's not. And they're not meeting expectations. They're not. I kind of chuckle. Well, ownership. No, ownership spent the money. Craig Breslow and his front office able to bring in some free agents during the offseason. You trade for Crochet. Will there be moves before July? I don't know, because right now it's a below 500 team. You're looking up at the rest, everyone in the division except the Orioles. And if you're looking up at the Orioles at some point this year, I might ask to be traded. I might go host another Locked On postcast somewhere. Maybe for the WNBA, I don't know. Maybe for hockey next season, I don't know. I don't even want to imagine that. I can't believe I said those words. You're looking up at the Orioles at some point here in 2025. Ouch. Ouch. Andrew the GOAT? No, they're supposed to be better than this. And again, people go to social media. It's on Alex Cora. People go to social media. It's on the ownership group. We don't like the ownership group that's gotten you 4 World Series titles since 2004. It's on the guys in the clubhouse, the 26 on the roster. I've said it before. I'm almost tired of hearing my own voice. You have to produce at the big league level. And they're allowing guys to stick in the big leagues who right now would be better served seeing AAA pitching. And I'm sorry, but Christian Campbell and even Cedar Rafaela homering on Monday night to make it a 1-run game, those guys are at the top of my list right now. They're at the top of the list. Great defense in center field. I want a bat in the lineup. So if it's 1-for-1, Anthony for Rafaela, I would start there and just see what happens. The definition of insanity is driving us insane right now. Red Sox die hard. I come to accept this team is just bad. I don't know. It's my own ignorance or whatever. I don't know, but I still right now in September, I thought last year, and stupid me, I'll admit it, stubborn. I think this team is better. There's talent here. It's just not showing right now. You go to Abreu too. Got off to a great start. That was a long time ago, late March, early April. Salt in the wound, then the lemon. Yeah, you like that one? I like that one, right? I mean, that's Kenley Jansen in the ninth inning. 1, 2, 3. Like a hot knife through butter. Michael, how do you let a team that traveled all the way from the West Coast, I believe they were in Cleveland day before, come to your ballpark and put 6 on you in the first inning? WTF, I know what that one means. I believe they came from Cleveland. Red Sox diehard. I feel like there's Billy Joel in this one. This is just who they are. Michael. I said the Sox would win 2 of 3 against the Braves. They did. But they should sweep the Angels. They're not going to. They're not a good team. Certainly not as good a team as the Red Sox. Got to win the next 2. No excuses. Yeah. Well, you've got Bayo on the mound. That's kind of a built-in excuse right now. Yeah, I just poured on Brian Bayo right there. I mean, he's another guy who needs to show you something. You look at the extensions. That's what I've been looking at. Jen McCaffrey, The Athletic. If you subscribe to The Athletic, read her article. There's a lot, The Athletic. I mean, every single day you can't keep up with their great content. But you think about it. Bayo, Rafaela, and Campbell this year with the extensions. They all felt good, and you wanted to celebrate them as these guys will be pieces of the puzzle for the future in the next World Series championship. But Austin, you're right about Toro. Hats off to him. Huge surprise right there. And again, every time I talk about Abraham Toro, I've got to talk about I wanted him gone after his first handful of games with the Red Sox. Really, I mean, again, you're putting a guy in a situation, he comes up, you got to go play first base. I don't really play first base. It's easy. Tell him, Wash, it's incredibly hard. Ron Washington, Moneyball, movie reference, Brad Pitt, all that. Danny, you need 4 hitters in your lineup hitting well to make wins happen. We never had more than 2 or maybe 3 hitting well at any one point. Too many slumping at the same time. And too many slumping for a long time as well, Danny. And yeah, that's an interesting one. How many bats do you need in the lineup? I mean, you score 6 runs, but, Fitz gives up 6 and you give up 7 runs total and you lose a 1-run game for the 16th time this year. Brutal. Hey, I want to give you one on Mike Trout. All right, because I celebrate baseball. I love baseball. I love doing this with you on the Locked On Red Sox postcast. I love Mike Trout. I hope he stays healthy for the rest of his career. He's approaching 400 career home runs. But I did not know this one. Thank you, Baseball Reference, as I looked it up. Mike Trout now 8 hits in his first 4 games since coming off the IL. The home run in the first inning off Richard Fitz, the 388th of his career. I mean, really, if he's healthy, we're talking about at least 500, right? But Mike Trout now has 14 career home runs against the Red Sox. I thought that number would be higher. But the home run at Fenway Monday night, just his second big league home run at Fenway Park. Yusei Kikuchi, you should know the name. Not a great record, pretty good ERA, former pitcher with the Blue Jays. He signed early in the offseason, 24-25, with the Angels, and I really did like that pickup. And, they were aggressive early on in free agency, November, December last year. He gets the start. So it'll be interesting to see. And Lou Merloni mentioned it. The splits for Anderson, you could have put maybe Meyer or Abreu or both in the lineup. Are you sitting Abreu and Meyer in back-to-back games, Monday and Tuesday in the first 2 games of the series? Now, Meyer has not been a world beater. He's had a couple of moments at the plate. But Toro, I mean, he had the first inning error, yes. 1 of the 6 runs against Fitz unearned. And Meyer's done a nice job defensively at third. But he's got to contribute. It's going to be interesting to see what the lineup is. But hey, Cedar Rafaela got out of the number 9 spot. I've sort of been asking for that for a while, at least wondering, can they do it? Well, he moved up 1 spot, hit a home run, turned a 7-5 deficit into a 7-6 deficit, and that turned out to be the final score. As I'll tell you one more time with the salt in the wound and the lemon in there too. And now the answer coming. Kenley Jansen got the save. 1, 2, 3 in the 9th inning. In a 1-run game. You really did think, just like I did, because we have similar thought processes and patterns. You thought the Red Sox were going to walk off against Jansen in the ninth inning, and it did not happen. Brian Bayo pitched well. Red Sox need to even up the series on Tuesday if they're going to win it on Wednesday with the finale, an afternoon game with Lucas Giolito on the mound. Win tomorrow, win Wednesday, then I'll tell you it's a much-deserved day off on Thursday. Lose either of the next two games, and it's just another scheduled day off. Hey, we'll be with you. Within minutes of the final out, Game 2 of the three-game series, Angels-Red Sox, Fenway Park, Tuesday night. With our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, as always, we acknowledge our sponsor, and we tip our cap to you as well for being on board with us. Always appreciate it. Always love the back and forth. Don't forget, follow on the X at Lennox on Baseball. Hit like, and subscribe to the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel as well. Again, Lennox on Baseball on the X, and tell your friends about us as well. Locked On Red Sox, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. You know that. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, win or lose, every day.